Alright, so welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to be discussing the tools we have in Photoshop. Let's create a new document. Okay, can use this. Alright, so a quick one. The first tool we have here is called the Move tool. We use the Move tool for selection, and it is very easy to use. So right now I'm using the Move tool to select all other shapes. So also you can use Move tool to pick colors and to select your layout. Okay, so that's the function of the Move tool. Now the shortcut is V. Just press V on your keyboard. You can see what we have here. We have V, Move tool. So that is what we use Move tool for. The second tool here is rectangular marquee tool. Is a selection tool. This the rectangular, this, and these are all selection tools. Okay, we can use them to create selection around an object. Take for example, let me quickly import a picture. Okay. Good. Let me drop this here. Okay, now so we have a picture here with we have this van. We can use the rectangular selection tool to mark out or to mask out a particular part of the picture. Now, but what we have here is what the rectangular line. So this is in form of a rectangular selection. So right now the tool is selecting the vehicle but in a rectangular shape. So we can also use that to crop part of a picture out or to remove a rectangular background. Okay, so the shortcut to deselect is Ctrl D. Good. Now the next one we have here is the lasso tool. Under that, if you hold down on that, you are going to see lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, magnetic lasso tool. They are all selection tools also. We can use them to select object. We will use this especially when we want to remove background for our picture. Take for example the common one here, the popular one here is the polygonal lasso tool. I can use that to, let me rasterize this. I can use that to remove the background of this picture by creating or making selection around the object. So make selection around the object. So plus to zoom in while using the polygonal lasso tool. You can use plus to zoom in. Okay, now if I want to delete this part here, I'll just stop my selection here and click around the background. Okay, let me also remove this part. Plus to zoom in while you are on the polygonal lasso tool, but you can use Ctrl plus when you are not using it. So I'm going to join it here. Good. Now you can see this selection is different from what we have for the rectangular marquee tool. This selection is a bit dynamic. It is not rectangular, it is not elliptical, so we can use polygonal lasso tool to create custom selection. Now I can press my delete button, then the background will be removed. Can you see that? So Ctrl D is used for the selecting. Also the other ones here also we can as well use them, but for me I feel polygonal lasso tool is the best to use among this. Okay, now the next one also is also a selection tool. It's a magic wand tool. Okay, we have object selection, quick selection, magic wand tool. Quick selection is similar to magic wand tool, but for quick selection you have to click and drag on the background you want to remove. Can you see that? It will mark out the specific area you want. If you can reduce this down with your bracket. Okay, you can reduce it down, then can you see that? So that is the quick selection tool. You can use that also to remove background. Now you can use Alt key to subtract part of your quick selection. I believe you can see this. Um, so Alt key, if you hold the Alt key, is going to change to minus, and you'll be able to subtract part. And you see, subtracting this part of my selection. Alt key. So Shift key is to add a part to your selection. Shift key is to add a part to your selection. Alright, so that is for the quick selection. Then we also have the magic one tool. The magic one tool, it works like the magic stick. Just click once, then it's going to mark a particular area for you to delete. Can you see that? So that is the magic one tool. Okay, so the crop tool, we all know the function of the crop tool, to crop out part of a picture. Now another important one here, we have eyedropper tool. We use eyedropper tool to sample colors for our foreground and background color. Now let's assume I want to change my foreground color to this yellow. I'll just pick my eyedropper tool, then click this, then can you see it's going to change here even without selecting any object. So, and this, it will change, can you see? So that is the eyedropper tool. Then we have the patch tool. Here we have some retouching tool. Here we have the spot healing brush, we have the healing brush tool, patch tool, and content aware. So also this content aware can be used to remove part of a picture. Take for example, let me add a picture. Okay. For example, I have this picture here. Then I want to remove this car from this picture, just the car alone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create selection around it. Okay, I'll create selection around this car. You can use your polygonal lasso tool also to do that. You can use polygonal lasso tool, or you can use any selection tool at all to do that. Because I'm not sure this can really do the work. Not sure. So let's use our quick let's use our select subject. Select subject. Let's see whether it's going to pick the car. Okay, good. Now we can right click with our polygonal lasso tool. Right click, then you are going to see content aware field if you right click. So content aware field is going to get rid of this car. Can you see the effect here? Now if you are not really comfortable with the adjustment or with what you are seeing here, you can adjust this. Okay, we can subtract this part, then it's going to change what you have here. Let me see. Let me move it here. The shadow of this vehicle, I don't want to pick it with my content away. So let's remove that. So then we can output that to a new layer. So these are our new layer. Although it didn't do the work well, but at least we're able to remove the vehicle from the picture. Okay, so that is what we use the content aware to do. Now we have our brush tool. Brush tool is one of the important tools we use in Adobe Photoshop. You can use the brush tool for painting, for blending pictures, and some other stuff like that. Now take for example, also if you have some downloaded fonts, Let me get rid of this. Now take for example, I want to design something here. I want to design like a banner or something. I can also use the brush to design a banner or poster. And this is my brush tool. The shortcut is B. If you press B, you are going to see different types of brushes. The common one, everybody, the default one you have on your Photoshop is the general brush, dry, wet, and special effect. But you can as well download brushes online. So I have some downloaded brushes online here, like this stone paper. You can use them for your design. Then let me change this color here. So now any color you have here is going to be the color of your brush. Now do not use your brush directly on your background. Before you use your any brush, make sure you create a new layer and name it what? Name it brush. So then you pick and click like 2 or 3 times. Okay, you can increase the flow. Make sure this is 100. Then I'm going to, not here, it depends. If I want the brush to be here, I'm going to do it here or down here, anyone. So let's do something here. 1, 2, 3. Can you see now? That's the brush effect. Now you can clip an object into this brush. Now to do that, let me look for a picture. Okay. Now this is a car. We can clip this car. Let me rasterize this layer first. We can clip this inside the brush. Just hold your Alt key and place your mouse pointer in between the 2 layers. So in between this and this, I'm going to hold my Alt key and I'll click. That is going to put my picture inside the brush. So I can even adjust my picture. So that is how you use the brush. You can clip pictures inside your brush. Okay, and also you can still use your brush to let me change this to my general brush, soft round, and let me change the color. Okay, now I'm going to create a new layer again for this particular one. I'm going to name it brush 2. Now this one, if you are using the brush directly on a layer, that means you are not blending, you are just applying color. Take for example, let me put this down here, then let me paint. Can you see? I'm just painting. Okay, this is different from blending with brushes. If you want to blend with your brush tool, that is something that is entirely different. Let me create a new canvas. Okay, then let me quickly blend 2 images together, and you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, I have a picture. Okay, let's add this. Reduce the size. Okay, let us fill the screen. Okay, then I'm going to add another one. Let's put let me add this. Now I have 2 different images. Now to use the brush here, it is entirely different from you using the brush here. Here we are just using the brush directly on a layer, and that is when you want to paint with your brush. But if you want to blend with your brush, you are not going to apply it directly on that layer. What you are going to do, you are going to add a layer mask. You are going to add a layer mask to that layer. Now this is the topmost picture, the vehicle, so we want to blend it with this. So I'm going to add um, a layer mask, then I'll pick my gradient tool. This is my gradient tool. Also, you can use brush. You can use the brush to blend this. Now to do that, just click on your layer, then you make sure the foreground color is black, then pick your brush tool, reduce the size and start blending. Can you see the effect? This is similar also to the gradient tool. Okay, the brush and the gradient. Once you want to use the gradient, so you're going to add a layer mask, then pick the gradient. Yes, you can also use the gradient here. Can you see the effect? So you can use the gradient or brush to blend two images together. Okay, so that is the major difference between using a brush on a layer mask and using it directly on the layer. So we're going to stop here for now.